So welcome everyone. We have the honor, privilege of hearing from our heroes, two amazing women who both lost their husbands during this war. And when I think of Tish'a BeAb, for us today, it's so relevant. Growing up, it was really always, about what we learned from the Mishnah, the destruction of the Bet HaMikdash, and today we don't have to look so far back. We look back to October 7th, and you really feel the pain of Am Yisrael. These women and their husbands are here protecting us to make sure Tish'a BeAb doesn't happen again. And to hear from them today is so fitting, and it's such an honor to have them here, and we really thank them from the bottom of our hearts that they're able to come address us today. So Miriam and Zahava, please.
Thank you. So, hi, good afternoon. We are just before the end of the fast, so I hope we will be fine in our talking. But I will present myself. My name is Miriam Dickstein. I'm 22 years old and I live in Jerusalem. I have 3 brothers and I made Aliyah at the age of 5 from France. I was married to Ivri, a combatant officer in Golani Brigade, 5-1 unit with Ori Shani. And before we start, I want to tell you a little story about me and Zehava. When Zehava was in the Hillel funeral, and a mutual friend come to her and say, Zehava, look behind your back. Zehava look, and she see the grief of Ivri. Ivri and Hillel, their grief are just one behind the other in Har Herzl. And from this moment, Zehava knew that we will be friends. There are too much things that we are the same in them. And from this moment, we are really friends.
Hi, my name is Zahava Dinar. I'm 22 years old and live in Cheshmonaim. I was born in Highland Park, New Jersey. I made Aliyah when I was 4 years old. I made Aliyah when I was 4 years old and moved to Cheshmonaim. I was married to Hillel Dinar, who was killed 7 months ago in the Gaza Strip. Hillel drafted in March of 2022, and I drafted into the Air Force shortly after him in August of 2022. And the both of us had big dreams of becoming officers in the Army. Before becoming an officer in the Army, you have to do certain jobs, and Hillel did many different things. And the one thing that followed through all of his jobs and everything he did in the Army was his love and dedication to his friends and his soldiers. One story that truly shows this was a story that his friend from basic training told us during the Shiva. Told us that during basic training, there was a 20-mile hike up a mountain, and Hill saw his friend having a lot of trouble walking up the mountain. So Hill came from behind and started to push him and said, let's play a game. His friend looked at him and was like, I can't play a game right now. I'm barely able to take 2 steps forwards. So Hillel goes, no, let's play a game. We'll get your mind off things. So they started playing a game. Hillel said, name 5 things with the letter A. So he named 5 things with the letter A. Name 5 things with the letter B. He named 5 things with the letter B. And he did that letter after letter until his friend got stuck and looked to the side to ask Hillel for help. And he looked to his left, and Hillel wasn't there. And he looked to his right, and Hillel wasn't there. Looked forwards, and Hillel wasn't there. So he looked behind him, and he saw that Hillel had moved on to another soldier who was having trouble climbing up the mountain and was pushing him forwards. And he did that, moving from soldier to soldier, from friend to friend, until they all made it up the mountain. A year after I started my mandatory army service, Hillel and I got married, and Hillel started his officer's training course just a month after. 2 months later was October 7th, and the war broke out. I decided on October 7th that I would put my dream of becoming an officer on hold because of the importance of my job in the Air Force, even knowing that that may mean giving up my dream of becoming an officer entirely. On December 23rd of 2024, I was on my Air Force base, and my commander called me into his office. He told me that there had been an incident in Hillel's battalion in the Kfir Brigade, and that he didn't know for sure if Hillel was involved, but he was sending me home anyway. I left base, my commander following right after me, and drove to my parents' house, and I was there with my mom, my commander, my 2 sisters, and 2 casualty officers, waiting to hear if anything had happened. A couple of hours later, the casualty officers told us that there hadn't been any survivors from the incident, but they still couldn't confirm Hillel was involved because the medical teams hadn't finished their tests. At this point, we all kind of knew what had happened, but still held out hope that maybe everything would be okay. We then drove to Hillel's parents' house in Talmon, about a 20-minute drive from Chashmonaim, and waited there to hear the final word. 3 hours later, 2 senior officers in the Kfir Brigade showed up and told us that Hillel had been killed in a heroic chase after terrorists who had been holding hostages in a tunnel nearby. After that, the casualty officers helped us make arrangements for a funeral and a shiva. And me as his wife, I got the final say in making all those decisions. Thankfully, I'm very close with Hillel's family, and we made all the decisions together, doing what we thought was best for our family and what we thought would honor Hillel the most.
Golani Brigade from September 2024 is fighting in south of Lebanon, getting inside and getting on leave, weeks after weeks. And 1 week before Ivri was killed, he called me on Thursday and told me, Miriam, all the brigade will be on leave for Shabbat, but I think we will be recalled. So let's do Shabbat nearby the base, near the Tiberias Lake. So we was Shabbat in an hotel. It was an amazing Shabbat, but I was really, really worried about Ivri. After 1 year and a half of fighting, it's hard. It's hard to do that again and again. And I was asking him, Ivri, I have no more strength, please, this is the last time. Like Ivri said, in Shabbat afternoon, he was recalled to come back. And when he told me that, I started to cry. I told him, Ivri, I can't. And Ivri took me outside and he said, Miriam, look from your right. There is Syria and Lebanon, our enemies. And look from your left. There is the country of Israel. There is our families and our land. Do you want that our enemies will be there? I answered him, of course, no. So Ivri told me, so it's our time. It's our war. We have to continue to fight. We have no choice till all hostages will become home and all the citizens will be able to come back to their home. 5 days later, when I was in my base, I'm officer in the army, in the air defense. I was in my base, and my commander called me. He said, Miriam, please come to my office. I want to talk to you. It was regular. Me and my commander was very, very close. It was really like always. And when I start to walk to his office, I understand that something happened. And it's about Ivri. The funeral of Ivri was on Friday. And the funeral ended just 1 hour before Shabbat. So we was hurried to get back home, to the Shiva home in Eli, where the parents of Ivri lives. When we were in our own back home, in the bus from Har Herzl, the bus stopped, and one of the officers that was with us get down from the bus. He came back with a bouquet of flowers, chocolate, and a letter. He come to me and say, Miriam, you got a delivery to your base, to Chatmar Etzion, from Ivri. Ivri, when he was fighting, thinking about you, and sending you a bouquet of flowers and chocolate and a letter. I will read for you the letter. אשתי האהובה, my beloved wife, כותב לך שוב מהצפון הרחוק, מקווה בפעם האחרונה. I'm writing you from the far north. I hope in the last time. מבקש ממך לחייך ולהיות עם ראש מורם. Asking you to smile and to keep your head up. אני כאן, שמח ועושה משהו משמעותי עבור העם שלנו. I'm here and I'm doing something significant for עם ישראל. אני בסדר, לא לדאוג לי. I'm okay, don't worry about me. אוהב אותך הכי בעולם. Love you more than everything in the world. תתפנקי בשוקולד ותהני מיופיו של הזר. Enjoy the chocolate and enjoy the beauty of the flower. שלך תמיד, yours forever, עברי. In this video, you can see what an amazing artist make for me from the flower. An amazing souvenir that will stay with me forever. He took the flower and he took the letter and make from them a beautiful sign. Something that every time that I am looking, remember me, what Ivri asked from me, to smile and to keep my head up. When I got the flower, I was feeling that Ivri sending me a sign, sending me his love, and telling me that I'm not alone. He is always with me.
Hillel was born in Toronto, Canada, while his parents were in shlichut on an educational shlichut through the Jewish agency. A year after he was born, they moved back to Israel and moved to a small town called Talmon, where he lived until we got married. In Talmon, they raised their kids on the values of Am Yisrael and Eretz Yisrael, and loving yourself and dedicating yourself to Am Yisrael and Eretz Yisrael, and that even though it's an amazing thing that we have a country today, it's not always promised. In his childhood, Hillel was in Bnei Akiva, and in high school, he was the head of a young activist group called Nachshon, a young activist group which does projects and activities to better the community, whether that be volunteering with kids with special needs or helping young children with their homework. They do things throughout the week and on Shabbatot to help better the community. Hillel has 6 brothers and sisters, and he has a very special relationship with each and every one of them. Just 2 months before he died, Hillel spoke under the chuppah at one of his brother's weddings, and he spoke about Am Yisrael and the war, and he spoke about the soldiers and how we have to win and how everyone should come home alive and well. This is a video of him speaking.
בחודשים האחרונים חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל נלחמים מלחמת מצווה על הגנת העם ומכניעים את אויביו הקמים עליו. אנו מתפללים להצלחת חיילי צה"ל במשימה החשובה אותה הם מבצעים יומם וליל. לניצחון מוחלט במלחמה ולהשבת החטופים לביתם בריאים ושלמים.
Another relationship I'd like to acknowledge of Hillel's is his relationship with his grandfather. He was very close with his grandfather. He looked up to him and he took after him. His grandfather, till this day, works in the Ministry of Defense and helps defend Israel, the land that Hillel gave his life for.
Ivri was born and grew up in Eli. He has 5 sisters. His mother is a nurse in the emergency room in an hospital in Jerusalem, and his father is a great colonel in the army, in the IDF. When Ivri was asked by his Rav in the yeshiva, "What is your first photo that you remember from your childhood?" Ivri answered him, "Me and the big army shoes of my dad." Ivri always looked forward to his dad and to the mission that his mother and his father choose to live for them, to protect the country of Israel and our land. Ivri was writing. He left a lot of letters and things he wrote about what he thinking about it and his feelings. I want to read you something he wrote just before October 7. Next to the text, there is a video of the community of Eli standing in the roads, accompanied our family in our way to the funeral. The community of Eli lost 10 of his sons in this war. They are standing with flags of Israel and a huge hug. I will read. Hey brothers, hey sisters, We don't know each other, but we are siblings. I wanted to share with you what's going on inside me these days. Days when the winds are raging, the waves are crashing. Days of division, of a civil war, and uttered within our nation. So, a little about me. I am a soldier. My name doesn't matter, nor does my place or residence. My skin color is not relevant. My gender is not critical. And certainly, my political stance won't add to the conversation. In short, I am a Jewish citizen of Israel, and in addition, a soldier in the Israel Defense Forces. Many like me, in the past and present, choose to enlist into the army to defend our home, our family. Within all of us, in this same feeling, a sense of mission. At the beginning of our adult lives, we choose to give of ourselves. And like those before us, so do we, standing up for our own. In short, in these days, when every time we head home, the roads are blocked, the argument at home don't stop, the media is full of headlines, and we, soldiers who live in a bubble called the IDF, digest the situation more slowly, trying to understand what is raging outside. So I, a soldier, who will do everything the state of Israel asks of me and will even give my life without reservation, demand from you. We are all siblings. This demand is necessary. Don't give up on your truth, but don't forget who you are, where you belong. So trust us. We will prevail in every encounter with the enemy, in emergencies and in routine, even at the cost of our lives. And you live in peace, love each other. We are all siblings. So I, a simple soldier, on behalf of my brother in arms, cry out to you. I have no other country, even if my land is burning.
Being a couple where both the husband and wife serve in the army is always hard. It always means having to make sacrifices in your personal life for the greater good, and especially during a time of war. Both Hillel and I believed that it was truly our duty and our privilege to serve and protect the people of Israel, the Jewish people of the world, and the country we believe in. Hillel believed this so much that 2 years before the war started, he told me that he had a gut feeling that he would die in battle. He knew that it was his destiny to give his life for Am Yisrael and for Eretz Yisrael. During the war, we didn't see each other a lot. We volunteered being in the army for Shabbatot or for night shifts when we could have been home because of this belief. 6 months after Hillel was killed, I decided to fulfill my dream of becoming an officer. And just last week, I finished my officer's training course and got my rank as a lieutenant.
Today, Tish'a BeAb, when we are crying about Churban, the Churban Habayit, we have no, in our feelings, we have double Churban. We have the Am Yisrael Churban, but we have also our private Churban.
Until this year, we both always tried to connect and to really feel what Churban Habayit means and the pain of losing Beis HaMikdash. This year we truly understand what that means, whether that be sitting in low chairs and going back to sitting Shiva for our husbands, or not eating and having that feeling in your stomach that you don't really want to eat, but you need to. Everything about Tish'a B'Av reminds us of our husbands and what they believed in. And we pray for better days and that the Geulah will come soon.
In this photo, you can see, in this photo you can see Ivri, when his Rav of the yeshiva is putting a ephor of Jerusalem in his head to remember of the Churban, and Hillel just before crushing a cup to remember the Churban. So today we are not just remember the Churban, but we are feeling it in our all body and feelings. When I was sitting Shiva on Ivri, I got a lot of visit from young widow without children. From October 7, there is a lot of young widow that join the circle, widows with kids and widows without kids. When I get up, I understand that there is not a group, that every widow is by herself, walking this journey alone. So I decided that we have to change that and to make a group that you can cry, you can scream, you can smile, and you can laugh. All the feelings are okay because we are all the same. Moreover, we decided that every widow will pair with another widow that will walk the journey together, because when we are together, we are strangers. In Israel, every soldier who was killed in this war have a sticker with a short sentence that give a window to the value that he grew up on them and he lives on them. In our stickers, we choose to write. I choose to write one of the sentences that I just read to you. I choose to write, trust us. We will win even in the cost of our lives, and you live in peace, love each other. We are all siblings.
On Hillel's sticker, we wrote a sentence that he used to say a lot. אני זה מכלול, זה אף פעם לא דבר אחד. I'm made up of a bunch of things. I'm never just one thing. Hillel was a brother, a son, a grandson, an uncle, a friend, a soldier, a commander.
Moreover, me and Zava became really good friends, and we decided that our mission now is to honor our husbands. I will show you a short video. me and Zehava decided that now it's our time, and it's the time to spread the light of Ivri and Hillel. Ivri and Hillel never choose to be heroes. They never choose, like all the soldiers in Israel. They just do their mission to protect our country. We decided that our biggest dream is to build place in Israel and to write Sefer Torah, build an leadership park who will be a place to the next generation to teach them about Hillel and Ivri and their value that they grow up on them. In this park, we are seeing ODT, outdoor training, games that teach the values, and memorial place, and moreover, place to sit, to be together, all the family, in an amazing place in the Valley of Jordan, with the beautiful view of the country of Israel.
We'd like to invite you to join us on this journey of honoring and memorializing our husbands. And there will be a QR code on the screen and some papers over here with bank account information if anyone would like to donate and help us. If there's one thing we want you to take from today, it's the love and dedication to Am Yisrael and Eretz Yisrael. It's what drove Hillel and Ivri in their lives and what ultimately made them give up their lives for those values. It's very connected to Tish'a B'Av because Chorban HaBayit and Chorban HaBayit Prati, our personal Chorban HaBayit. We stand here honoring Hillel and Ivri and their memories, and we'd like to thank you for your time and your attention and for letting us share their stories. We'd like to open the floor up to questions if anyone has any, and if you want, you can come up to us and ask us privately as well.
So yes, we started a group. It wasn't before Ivri was killed. It wasn't a group, but now there is a strong group that we do retreat together. We do Shabbat and holidays. Like in Passover, we were together in an hotel because it was too hard to be in home. So we are really good friends and.
They didn't actually have a program for widows without children. The widows with children had a program, but we organized it by ourselves through someone we knew, and we're with his family. His name is Shai Graucher, if you've heard of him, and we're with his family for Pesach. There's one being written right now, and there will be another one in the future, a smaller one being written that people will be able to take on trips or to Poland or anywhere around Israel. It'll be smaller and more travel-sized. Actually, this is our first trip speaking. We spoke around New Jersey and New York, and we're going to speak in Monticello on Wednesday. But it's a very short trip. We're here for a week and a half, and we're planning on in the future going around and spreading their story to all different communities in.
We are by ourselves. Actually, it was from the last moment we decided to come. We are both in the army, like you know, and in this day, it's not easy to just left all the thing behind and go. But in Tish'a BeAb, we decided that we want to talk, and around all the 9 days, we want to talk and to share our stories. And no, we are by ourselves, everyone and what she getting. Yes, yes, yes. One, we hope to, but we understand that Israel is a country in war, and we have still hostages, and we have still citizens that never come back to their home. And war equal life, and we have no choice. It's our country, and if we don't sacrifice, it will be not anymore our country. So it's sad to say, but it's our life, and we decided to live in Israel and to continue and to stay in the army. We understand that it's my cost, but we are proud, and we know how strong is the IDF, and we are continuing.